Set in a near-future vision of the corporate colonization of space, Terraforming Mars has proved to be imminently replayable. By combining familiar game elements like card drafting, asymmetric player powers, a half a dozen resources, and bonuses claimed by whoever reaches a milestone first, designer Jacob Forsilius has created an evolved game that challenges players to raise the red planet's temperature, adjust its oxygen level, and create arable land. But while players terraform Mars collectively, they all have individual goals driven by more than 200 unique project cards that they will purchase and play. Whether you want to plant forests, build cities, or establish an ocean, you can work towards those goals. Yet you need to keep an eye on everyone else, because once Mars reaches critical terraforming thresholds for life in the form of oxygen, temperature, and fresh water, only one corporation will end up on top.
It's been nearly 10 years since Terraforming Mars came out. Can you believe that? 10 years of exploring Mars and terraforming it. And this one we got pretty early when it came out in 2016. And we dived right into it and really enjoyed the gameplay.
The cards and the combos in this game is everything, and it's so satisfying when you achieve your Grand League plan, and I just love all the possibilities and all the variability that Terraforming Mars has to offer.
When this game came out, I could easily close the box. And now it's harder, because there's been so many expansions in different ways, changing how the game plays, changing how the game starts. There's even now more milestones on the Worcester ride. Prelude 2, you get more ways to prelude the game. And now we even got like not 1, not 2, not 3, and all of them 7 different maps that you can play on that are official fan-made boards, which just tells you how much the fans enjoy this game.
And this game just keeps getting played. I don't think I know of any other game that I so often just see getting played, being on the table, which is really nice. And also, we know people that the only game that would ever play is Terraforming Mars.
What's up with Terraform Mars? Well, it's one of my top 3 games of all time. I love the game. And you say, Mick, why you love it? Well, it taught me something so elegant that can happen in a board game. One where we're trying to collectively, all the opponents are trying to together make Mars livable for humans, you know, trying to raise the temperatures, oxygen, and also the oceans. We're doing all that together, and that's the way the game stops, when we all make the planet better. But along with that, we're competing to see which is the best corporation by using cards, building tableaus, and getting the right cards to build things on the planet. That is cool. So right there, I saw, and Terraform Mars gave me a game where you can cooperate with players, but also can try to beat them down. And I really like that. Terraform Mars, that is my game.
Back in 2014, I was working a lot with Ludofact Germany with a man named Frank Jaeger, been in the industry forever. He's in charge of exports, so he worked with foreign publishers like myself. And I asked him, I said, Frank, when you're out there and you're looking at games from other publishers, find me some games and then we'll publish them for North America English. And he introduced me, because of I was doing a lot of space games, he thought, to Fricks Games. And that meeting changed my life. Fricks Games had, of course, this game, Terraforming Mars. And they wanted to release it in 2015 for Essen. Well, after playing it, I realized that it was great, but it had some rough edges. So I asked a good friend of mine, Jeff Gamble, to do some development with Fricks Games. So he, I, and a bunch of people from across the world who are fans of the things that Fricks Games were doing did extra development on this game, spent a year doing that. With the most significant change that I might want to mention was that there were 2 actions now in the current game per turn. Previously there was only 1, so you get that visceral combo that you can do. Raise the temperature, grab something, do something else. Things like that. The favorite mechanic, and one of the things that makes Terraforming Mars so interesting and different, is the zone control that you do on the board. It's not area control, it's not area influence, but if I place my city in a given place, I'm claiming that area because you can't place a city next to mine. And then I'm going to develop that area, putting greeneries around it, making it more beautiful, scoring me more victory points in the end. And of course, it has great things like variable setup and generally the tile placement and the hand management. But the biggest thing that I think singled Terraforming Mars out and almost maybe sets a new genre that we haven't really talked about was the large deck of cards in the game. That 200 plus size deck of cards really is almost genre setting. It really changed things up in the industry. So in the end, this game obviously had a huge impact on my life. The publication date ended up to be the middle of 2016 at Gen Con and then at Essen at the same year. And only 2 years later, Stronghold Games and Indie Boards and Cards merged. It made Stronghold Games quite ripe for acquisition at that point. A number of offers and things came in, but I went and we merged and ended up selling fully to Indie Boards and Cards. So it really did change my life. Now, semi-retired, doing very well, and Terraforming Mars, big for the industry, big for me, and I hope you love it as well as much as me.
Thank you to all the contributors who helped make this video, and thank you for joining us in celebrating this year's Hall of Fame inductees. For more details about the BoardGameGeek Hall of Fame and to explore even more amazing games, visit BoardGameGeek.com.